So really quickly, let me just be clear about something. The increase in chronic pain and chronic fatigue and health issues is something that's manifesting because we're going through initiations. This is a collective shamanic initiations as the divine feminine within the body is awakening. And with that awakening will be a systemic purge. It's happening inside of us. And what it's doing is it's taking a lot of us back to herbs. It's taking a lot of us back to detoxing. It's taking us back to practicing somatic practices to help release the trauma and the pain and these different things from the body that we have absorbed, because a lot of us are empaths. So we have been absorbing the pain of others. We absorb the pain of our men. The reason why men feel so good with women is because we were absorbing their pain and their unprocessed trauma. Now, with that being said, if you are not aware of the areas where you are giving your power away, if you're not aware of the ways that you are leaking your energy, if you have chronic pain and chronic fatigue, you don't have energy to spare, to leak, to just be giving out. And that means that you are not a woman. You are an awakening goddess. So the goddesses that no matter which culture you study, these goddesses have been fragmented and they live inside of us. So if we're in a system that has been energy harvesting and now we're feeling the impacts of that, then the purpose of that system is to stop this mass activation of the goddesses, of the consciousness, of the archetypes. Every woman is an archetype of goddesses. And there are specific goddesses that act as guides that are assigned to each soul within the Akashic record to incarnate with you. And you'll know, because when you see certain images of goddesses, there's a resonance that you feel that is beyond what your mind can describe. The trippy thing is, most of the illnesses that we're seeing a lot of, like certain cancers, autoimmune diseases, chronic pain, chronic fatigue, those illnesses have much higher rates within indigenous women than any, no matter what continent you're on. If you're of indigenous lineage, they are seeing rates skyrocket. That's not a coincidence. And so all of these years, women, we did not know who we were and what we were capable of. And so when you're having to manage pain and still function, feeling like you're barely getting through the day, you can't get enough sleep, you go to bed tired, you tired Thursday when Monday is here and Thursday ain't even came yet. And you already tired before the day comes. And no matter how much rest you get, no matter how much sleep you get, no matter how many breaks you take, no matter how many supplements you take, no matter what you do, it just seems like you're in this constant cycle of being in this battle with your body. That is spiritual. This is spiritual. And so many people are missing this. So many people are missing this. And it seems like I'm the only person right now talking about this. And so that's not new to me, because a lot of the things that I've been teaching over the last 10 years are just now really starting to become viral content. And I'm commenting under a lot of people's videos saying, yeah, I've been teaching about that for 8 years. Yeah, I got lectures about that. I got courses for that. And so one of the biggest areas of this is that when you're dealing with chronic illness, especially if you are a mother, do you understand the difficulty of being able to balance all of that? especially if you don't have community support, you don't have a sacred sister group. So because we don't have our sacred sister circles, sometimes we don't have nobody to talk to that understands where we're coming from. We don't have community. We don't have that support. A lot of us don't have grandparents anymore who will take the kids for the summer and watch the kids and keep the kids. Like the communities, our family structures have been destroyed with all types of trauma through black magic, through spell casting. The Biblios Helios is spell casting. All monotheistic religion is spell casting if you're only studying it on an exoteric level, meaning on the lowest level. You're not going deeper. You're not going into the mechanisms behind the teachings to have a deeper understanding of what that teaching is talking about. And this is one of the reasons that you could ask anybody who practices religion, what do you think about Jesus being told by his Father God to bring those people to me so that I can slay them in the New Testament, not the Old, because that was my excuse. Well, it was the Old Testament when he was doing all of that, you know. He ain't doing it. He all about love. God is love in the New Testament. So, like, why are we linking up and bringing people and lining them up to slay them? But then when we see it happening in the world, it's like an outrage that this is happening. Yet so many people are believing on an exoteric level in a book that teaches sacrifice, that has made slaying righteous. Now, there are many levels and aspects that I can go into about this. And I've spent many years doing this, but a lot of that content was removed. It was deleted. And so I had to move a lot of that content to my Patreon. And I'm still moving content. I probably have 200 more videos that are anywhere from 30 minutes to 4 hours long that I'm moving over. And it's a lot of work. So it's taking me some time, but I'm doing it little by little. But you have to ask yourself, like, what type of God would want to do that? What type of God would want to take babies and smash and bash their heads against stones? Now, yeah, that was the Old Testament, but he's still slaying people, and there was not an age restriction on that in the New Testament. And so it's these questions that will lead to the truth. So if you're searching for the truth, if you already know these things, if you already know about the demigod, if you already know about the Gnostic texts, if you already know about the demiurge, like if you know these things, what are you doing now? What are you doing now? How has your life changed? What are you doing to anchor a new frequency on this planet that's based in truth and love? What are you doing? How are you different? What generational curses have you broken? What have you changed? Because the conversation gets stuck. Like once you get to a certain level, awakening is painful. I'm not going to sit here and romanticize this and make it seem like being woke is easy. It's painful. Knowing that over 80% of the food in grocery stores is not really food, chemicals masquerading as food, that we have these parasites that look like aliens and the demons living inside of our gut, manipulating the way that we make decisions. And if you would notice, most people in monotheistic religion, they aren't going hard about detoxing. They aren't going hard about what they're putting in their bodies and willing to actually study what they're eating and the truth and changing that. And it's because they're plugged into the system of the 3D matrix. And so for those of us who have unplugged, my question to you would be, what are you doing different? Are you really about this life? And if you've been sitting on the sidelines, if you started strong and you fell off, what are you going to do about it? And to my ladies with chronic illnesses, mama, you're going through a shamanic initiation. You are a goddess awakening. You are not weak, you are not broken, and you are not beyond repair. You are healing.